All right, in this video, I want to show you how to use Google Calendar in order to duplicate events. So if you have, for example, if you have events, for example, I'm going through a list here. I made a checklist. This is Microsoft OneNote. And I made a checklist of my various events. So I have a class on January 14th to 17th, so a repeat. Then it skips 18 and 9, skips the January 18th. It goes immediately to 19th. So it goes January 19th to 24th, and then it skips the 25th and goes, it reoccurs on January 26th, and then again on January, so it skips a few days, and then it's January 31st, then it skips the 1st, and goes February 2nd to 7th, then February 9th, and February 10th. And I really recommend Microsoft OneNote to manage tasks such as this. And we can make a list manually, but OneNote's very good at doing this. So I've already done these ones. So I'm going to show you how to sort of midway through the scheduling of these using Google Calendar, by the way, if I didn't mention that at the beginning of the video. So how do I duplicate so how do I do this? Well, for these ones, you do repeats, right? It's fine to go, we're going to start on the 14th, we're going to repeat for the 15th, for the 16th, for the 17th. Then we're going to stop, and then we're going to duplicate that. We're going to duplicate the 17th one to get to the 19th to the 24th. So you can't do a repeat here. Again, you have to stop and duplicate. So the real issue is, how do you duplicate and how do you repeat? This will also review if you don't know how to repeat events. So we're going to do that as well. And the way you do that is simply this. So I'm on January 26th in the calendar, right? And I'm in the morning, and I want to go on today. So let's see, January 26th, and I want to go on day view. So January 26th, I have this 8:45 to 9:40. There's a class I have. Okay, this is the class I'm teaching, and there's the meeting event. And basically what I want to do is I want to duplicate this event, because as you can see, it occurs, this is already there, I've checked it, but I haven't done this one. So I have to do this one on January 31st. So how do you do that? How do you do that exactly? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that. Basically, you click on the event in Google Calendar, and this is as of the January 12th, 2017. So Google Calendar may have changed slightly by the time you're watching this video. You click on Edit Event, and you're in the event. So the event title is here. The time remains the same, but everything else remains the same. I've mentioned the days and so on. But I want to indicate that this thing needs to be duplicated. So I go to this drop-down menu here. There's More Actions, Change Owner, and Duplicate Event. And I click on Duplicate Event, and it duplicates it. So it copied it, essentially. And it created a new copy, and now I'm in the new copy, in effect, in this session. So now the time still remains the same, but the date, as you can see, it has to be January 31st. So I changed the date here to January 31st, and that changes there, and we're on January 31st. Everything else stays the same. There's no repeats. So I click on Save. Then my calendar, I'm going to verify that it's there. There's no conflicts, and it's there, and there's no conflicts. So it's on the 31st, and there's no conflicts. Now I'm going to check it off in OneNote. I'm going to go, this is more interesting. Now we have February 2 to 2nd. So what I do is I go to the last entry. Oops, cancel that. Go to the last entry that I've just made. I click on Edit. Okay, the time stays, or the title stays the same, the time stays the same, but the date changes, and there's a repeat here. So you'll see it starts on February 2nd. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go duplicate event. I'm going to duplicate this event, okay, and I'm going to say, okay, well, I don't want to, it's not on January 31st, it's on February 2nd now. I want this the duplicated event to appear on February the 2nd. So go to February 2nd, verify that. But moreover, there's a repeat. It goes on February 2nd, okay? February 2nd, February 3rd, February 4th, February 5th, February 6th, February 7th. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 repeats. So then I click on Repeat here. Sorry, I click on Repeat. I click that checkbox. Repeats daily, okay? Repeat every 1 day after 6 occurrences, because we verified that there's 6 occurrences from February 2nd to 7th, and I click on Done 6 times. Then I click on Save, and now I go, I check my calendar to make sure there's no conflicts, February 2nd to 7th, so I go to February 2nd. So I click on February 2nd, and There it is. That's the one. I click on February 3rd. There it is. There's no conflicts. I click on 4th. There it is. Click on 5th. There it is. Click on 6th. There it is. Click on 7th. And there it is. There shouldn't be anything on 8th, and there's nothing on 8th. So that's done. But 7th is the last occurrence of this event. So I'm done this one. I'm done this one. And I can mark through this. I don't know if I can cross that out, but I'll just put a different color to say it's done. Then we have February 9th. So now it's a piece of cake. You just go click on Edit Event. Okay, it's going to go faster. We go February. We want to, sorry, duplicate event first. And we want to start at the same time, but it's on the 9th now. And it occurs one time. So no repeats. And then I click Save. I click Save. So I click on the 9th now. And there's the event right there. Now I'm going to click on Edit Event again because the 9th is done, and then the 10th. I guess I suppose I could have repeated that by itself. So let me just, I'm in here now. I might as well just do it. So duplicate event, the 10th. I could have repeated it twice for whatever reason. I was given, my boss gave it to me as 2 separate events for whatever reason. And there it is. Time is the same. I think everything else is cool. I'm going to add my boss's email later, and I'm going to click on Save, and it's the 10th is there. So I'm done. I'm completely done. So I can go back to OneNote and check off that, and this whole thing is completed. So the interesting thing about Gmail is you can add recipients. You can add what they call, you can share it, add guests, right? So I'm going to type in my boss's email real quick, and I'm going to click on Add, and they're there, and I'm going to click on Save. I'm going to send them the meeting, so they're going to get the meeting, and that's completely finished. And now I'm going to go back, and I'm done. So hopefully that was helpful, and I'm going to stop sharing. Hopefully that was helpful. And if you have any questions, feel free, or comments, feel free to put them in the comment section below. Thank you very much, and take care.